When I was a child, I remember that my auntie always wore beautiful hairpins. She wore a kimono for her work, and she was Japanese traditional guitar player. So her hair had to be beautifully set every day, decorated with kanzashi hairpins. I remember the shimmer that the pearls made when she moved and the noise that sort of tassels made. My fascination with my jewelry had begun there. Hi, my name is Kumiko. I own the brand called Field of Tree that is poetic translation of my surname Kihara. Ki means tree, Hara means field. I was brought up in Kyoto, where there are ancient temples and shrines and the whole history of art and culture. I always appreciate the simplicity of Japanese culture. We say there are gods in every place, every room, and every object. My collection is called Whisper of Moonlit Flower with You. I got inspiration from a Japanese author who lived 150 years ago. He was asked to translate an English novel. He encountered the sentence, "I love you." He thought not many Japanese people would say that directly. The scene was a couple walking late night. He thought, shall we say, it's a beautiful moon. I'd like to see this moon with you again. The lady answered, yes, I'd like to see that, which means yes, I love you too. So I thought it would be nice to recreate this image of that stroll into my jewelry. The moon appeared in the night sky, cast a subtle glow on the petals of flowers. I would like to think that the Japanese philosophy helps me to notice things that we may not have seen before or that were once insignificant. My jewelry is like an apology and an expression of gratitude towards nature. I usually do calligraphy before I start making my piece. I love the lines that the brush stroke makes. Those lines are finding each other space that live in harmony. That calligraphy helps me to develop my jewelry and the natural movement. I use very traditional Japanese wax technique called mitsuro hikime, using beeswax and resin. I was more drawn towards slower technique compared to modern ones. I went to Japan to learn from the masters of this technique, and the master didn't want to tell me much. He kept saying to me, how's your temperature of your hands? So it's all very philosophical way of teaching. You are using the gravity to pull it, bend it again. It's like a collaboration with wax. Sometimes the wax tells me where I should go. Sometimes you make like 100 of wax and then finally you find the one or two you like. Everything's experimenting, trying to find the shape that you like in the end. I love the line that the wax creates. The line represents how I felt at the moment. The organic approach makes me appreciate surprises. I always try to draw attention to the space inside my work. In Japan, we call this ma, where I focus on the empty space. I love the way the object creates shadows, and there was no shadows, maybe the object itself is not exist. Sometimes I add gold leaf onto silver inside rather than outside. People have to lift it up to see it. When you move, it shines a little bit rather than shine from the front. The necklace, I use the Japanese braiding technique called kumihimo, usually used for kimono belt with pure silk. But I wanted to make it silver. The movement of the bobbins makes different patterns, just like almost braiding. I'm not quite sure how many pieces I made before I achieved those 3 candle holders. I wanted to create something it's very onto your lap almost. It's quite challenging because the nature of this particular wax is so brittle when it's cold. So they were true survivors of my collection. When I lit the candles inside, it just grows almost like a flowers flowering under the moonlight. On its own doesn't do the justice, but with collaboration with the little candle inside, it's like a pink inside. It's so cute. So yeah, that's my favorite.